A Justice Department audit out today is the first to reveal the full extent of drone use by U.S. law enforcement. According to the report, the FBI has been using unmanned drones in its criminal investigations since 2006. The agency spent more than $300 million on that secret surveillance program. And the Motor City got a little financial help from the feds today, but not one penny is going towards paying down the city's staggering debt. Officials came up with $300 million in aid money for Detroit, but the funds were from national programs for which Detroit was already eligible. And we have an update for you on the trashed house story that we've already told you about. Police arrested 6 teenagers for vandalism and are looking for over 400 more. With us to discuss the latest is the owner of the house, former NFL player Brian Holloway, and he's joining us via phone. Brian, thank you so much for taking a little bit of time with us. I do appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm happy to get the word out, this important message that every parent needs to be aware of.
It's been a little bit of time, Brian, since this incident happened, and certainly since it made the news. Now you are pressing charges. Why did you decide?
Well, I certainly gave them an opportunity to come forward. Within 5 minutes of the event, we had over 170 confirmed tweets that indicated and implicated the parties there. It was quickly easy to gain access to 300 names, and we gave them a chance to come forward. The students didn't. I made another appeal to the parents to come forward. I said, look, come over here. We'll discuss how this should be handled. We'll all do it together. And none of them showed up, which was the second backhand slap to the face. And I was raised by a strict military officer and a school teacher mother who kept us all in line, and they have to be accountable. They made a mistake. There's no anger involved here. They've been forgiven, but they're all going to be arrested.
And just to backtrack just a little bit and remind our viewers of this story, of course, a number of teens, 400 students broke into your house, had a big party, trashed the house, did, I believe, $20,000 worth of damage. They posted pictures on their own on social media. That's how you found out about it. You posted them saying, this is what you did to my house, come clean it up and help. Only 4 of those 400 showed up. And then you invited the parents to talk about it. None of them took you up on that invitation. So I'm just wondering, what is more frustrating to you, the fact that the kids committed this act or that the parents don't seem to be holding them accountable for it?
Okay, well, we blew way past frustration and furious, and I assure you. And so the first thing was the shock and astonishment that the kids did this. I had to focus on the fact that everything that broken could be fixed, everything that was stolen could be returned, and then focused on what does this say, what do we need to do. So the idea that none came forward was revealing. The backhand slap was when the parents didn't show up, and it left stuff with a larger question: what happened to us? Where did we get off track? And how do we find our way back?
And you know, if any of these kids, more than 4, had come to help you clean up this mess, or if the parents had been willing to meet with you and talk about a resolution, would you have filed the charges?
Well, depending on the conversation, hoping that it would go well and there was some accountability and some ability to repair and pay for the damage, there was certainly being open to that option. However, we didn't even get that far. I just can't imagine, because if the shoe was on the other foot, my son or daughter would have been there the next day with a toothbrush and they'd clean it until everything was done. And then, if they had broken the law, I would march them down to the sheriff's office and told the sheriff to arrest them.
Speaking of the sheriff, Brian, what would you consider to be justice in this case? What should be the penalty for these kids?
Well, they're going to be prosecuted to the law. So that's the sheriff's and the law's responsibility. I mean, it's all out of my hands at this point. I gave the parents plenty of options, and so we sort of moved way past that. The conversation now has gone global. So we have 28 million people on helpmesave300.com, and we're now looking to set up satellites across the world of these organizations that want to go out and spread the message of accountability and responsibility to kids in high schools and colleges.
A very interesting backlash came back at you after this all came out. There were charges that your house was under foreclosure and that perhaps that you didn't keep the property well and that you knew about these parties. What's your response to all of these accusations?
Well, number one, I've been in ongoing litigation that's resolving itself. Number two, there's no one that's been in my house except my housekeeper and the one who was taking care of it. Sadly, this whole story takes an even more poignant turn because he was killed in a drunk driving accident, 4 months ago. The word out there is just nonsense. Really, the larger conversation is what are we doing to be responsible for what's going on in our children's lives, and the idea that they have over 5,000 social media communications every week from the age of 12 all the way to 17. And we as parents have to step up our game and participate in that, or else, don't worry, they're coming to your house next, right?
I'm just wondering, how far have you gotten with the repairs and restoration from the damage done by this party?
We've got half of it done. It'll take another week, and everything, the house will be returned to its pristine look and appearance. So many volunteers and people from all over the country have responded. I've had people drive as far away as Washington, D.C. and Virginia. I have a group coming from Tennessee, some college students. I even had a 70-year-old grandmother drive up for Harlem just to fix us a dinner. It's been a beautiful, beautiful outpouring of citizens across the country who are enraged and want to play a part in the reconciliation and restoration.
Well, at least there is that silver lining to this shocking cloud. Brian Holloway, thank you very much for telling your story.
All right, thank you.
And this is Arise America.